Okay guys, so this is going to be a review of solving simple equations, and then we're going to look at how to find the zeros or roots of a function in the calculator. Okay, so we're going to start off with some solving. So the first one, we're going to distribute. So 2 times 3 gives you 6, 2 times 2 is 4x, and we get 3x minus 12 on that side. Now, we're going to combine our like terms. Now, I like to move all my x terms to the left side if possible. So I'm going to move the 3x over here. So, and then I'm going to move the 6 over here. So I get x is equal to a negative 18. Okay, next example problem. We're going to distribute out this negative sign right there. And so we get 8x minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 3x minus 13. I'm going to combine all my like terms, so I get 6x minus 1 is equal to 3x minus 13. I'm going to move the 3x to this side. And I'm going to move the 1 over here. So I get 3x is equal to a negative 12, and x is equal to negative 4. So make sure you're doing this without a calculator. That's the whole purpose of this, is to get you better at this stuff without using a calculator. Okay, so when we add and subtract fractions, like in the previous lessons, we have to get a common denominator. So this one is going to be missing a 7 on the bottom. So we multiply the top by 7. This one's missing a 3. And this one's missing a 21. Because the least common denominator between 7 and 3 is going to be 21. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the top equal to this side. So 21 times 5, 105. Okay, so from here we're going to distribute the 7 out and the 3 out. So we get 7x plus 7 plus 3x plus 6 is equal to 105. We're going to combine our like terms. 7x and 3x is 10x plus 13 is equal to 105. We're going to subtract the 13 to the other side. So we get 10x. 105 minus 13 is 92. So x is equal to 92 over 10. Okay, and if you want to simplify that, they're both divisible by 2. What's 92 divided by 2? It's been a long day. 46, so 46 over 5. Okay, and you don't have to simplify this if you don't want to. Okay, next one. When you're adding and subtracting fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So your common denominator is y, okay? These two terms have the y, but this one doesn't. So you have to multiply the top and the bottom by y. So we're going to get 5 plus 4 is equal to 3y. 5 plus 4 is 9. So divide both sides by 3, so you get y is equal to 3. Now make sure whenever we have a variable in the bottom of a fraction, it can never be equal to 0. So you need to check for that, just in case. So that's called a restriction. So y could not equal to 0. And when we get to rational functions, we're going to spend a lot of time on that. Okay, next one. We're going to do some FOILing. Okay, so FOILing. X times x is x squared. Outer is minus x. Inner is 7x, and the last term is going to be minus 7. Okay, we're going to square this out mentally. So we're going to square the first term, take the 2 in the middle and double it, and square the last. Now, we have x squared terms on both sides, so they cancel. Negative x plus 7x is 6x, minus 7 is equal to 2x plus 1. Get all our x terms on one side, so we get 4x is equal to 8. And so we get x is equal to 2. Okay, next one. How do we get rid of a square root? Well, we square both sides. Okay, so we get x plus 1 is equal to 16. So x is equal to 15. That's it. Nothing more to that one. Fractions. Anytime we have fractions, we have to have a common denominator. So the first term is going to be missing a 5 and an x minus 1. This term is going to be missing a 5 and an x plus 2. And this term is going to be missing an x plus 2 and an x minus 1. Okay, so 5 times 2 gives you 10 times x minus 1 plus 15 times x plus 2. And we get this. So once we get our common denominator, we're going to distribute this stuff out. So we get 10x minus 10 plus 15x plus 30 is equal to, now we got to FOIL this out first. So we get x squared minus x plus 2x minus 2. Okay, so when we combine our like terms, we get x squared plus x minus 2. Now we have to take that and we have to multiply every single term by negative 8. So negative 8x squared, negative 8x, negative 8 times negative 2 is plus 16. Okay? Now, anytime we're solving something with an x squared in it, you're going to have to make sure that you set it equal to 0. And we're going to learn this in the upcoming lessons. Okay, so let's combine all our like terms. I'm going to move everything to the left side. So we get 8x squared. 10x plus 15x is 25x. Plus 8x is plus 33x. So I took care of all those terms. And negative 10 plus 30 is 20. 20 minus 16 is going to be 4. Now, this does not look like it factors off the top of our heads, so you want to use quadratic formula. And in a few lessons, we're going to learn how to use quadratic formula again, but just a simple review. Quadratic formula is opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. You should have that memorized. So opposite of b, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. Okay, so we're going to put this in the calculator because I don't know what 33 squared is off the top of my head. 33 squared is 1089. So 1089 minus 32 times 4, 961, all over 16. Okay, and just double check that. Square root of 961 is 31. Okay, so we're going to do negative 33 plus 31 divided by 16. And you get negative 1/8. And x is equal to, so we're going to do negative 33 minus 31 divided by 16. And you get negative 4. Okay, so what I suggest you do on this is, if you don't know how to do to put it in a fraction like the first one, negative 33 plus 31 divided by 16, you hit math, enter, and that converts it to a fraction for you. Okay, so we're going on to next page of the notes, and we're going to look at using the calculator to find your zeros. Now there's two main ways people teach this. I'm going to teach it using both ways. I use the zeros function a lot more than intersect. So yeah, here we go. So what we're going to do for the next one is y is equal to x cubed minus x plus 1. We're going to put that into y equals. So x cubed minus x plus 1. and I see that it's going to cross the x-axis in one place over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit second trace, the calc feature, 0, and I'm going to go close to it. Now, if the graph is increasing, so it's going up, you have to go below first, then above the point. So I can just look at the y values where it goes negative, then positive, hit enter again, and you get negative 1.325. Okay, so doing that again. So second calc, 0, and we're gonna go below, see it's negative, go above to where it goes positive, hit enter again, and you get the same answer, okay? Now, let's solve the next equation using the intersect feature. So we're gonna put the left side into y equals, so it would be y1, so 4x to the fourth minus 3 and 2x plus 1. We're going to graph those two lines, so you got something that looks kind of like a parabola and then a line. So we see that it intersects here and here, so we're gonna have two solutions to this equation, okay? So we do second calc, intersect. So we just got to go close to it. We don't have to change signs with this one. So we hit enter, enter, enter. So it's going to intersect at, it's negative 0.867. And then we're going to find the other intersection point over there. So second calc, intersect. Enter, 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 you get close to it, and you get 1.117. So that's how we're going to solve it if we're going to use intersect. If you were going to solve this equation using the zeros function, you have to move everything to one side and set it equal to 0, and you still should get the same answers. Okay, the next one, solve the following equation for x. Make sure you're in radians. So anytime you're dealing with trig, you have to make sure you're in radians. So I'm going to use the method I just told you about, moving everything to one side. So sine of 3x plus 1 minus 4x cubed plus 2x minus 7 is equal to 0. Okay? Just because I want to use this method because y'all haven't used zeros as much as you probably have the intersect stuff. So sine of 3x plus 1 minus 4x to the third plus 2x and minus 7. So I put that into y equals, I hit graph. Okay, so I see that I have 1, 0 in this window, and it's probably going to be the only one. So we do second calc, 0. Now since the graph is decreasing, we have to go above first and below the x-axis. Hit enter again, and you get negative 1.348. Okay, so this was a review of how to solve simple equations, as well as using your calculator to find the zeros. Make sure you are comfortable with finding the zeros in the calculator. It's one of the things, and one of the only things you use your calculator for in calculus. Okay, so we have to be comfortable and we have to be quick at it. So if you have any questions over this, feel free to reach out. Thanks, and have a good day.